Hey there, this is Hilary, your mortgage coach. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to talk about a rent to own program. What is a rent to own? Rent to own is also known as a lease with an option of purchase. And basically, that means that one is renting with an option of purchasing the house that they are renting. So you are a renter for a period of time, and then you can exercise the option to purchase the house. So the option to purchase this house is normally agreed upon between the tenant and the seller, and that option will be associated with a fee. That fee would be the option fee, and this fee is normally non-refundable in case you don't exercise the option, because it's like an insurance that the landlord is taking to ensure that you carry on with what you have promised to do. So it is a legal agreement that you have between you and the landlord that indicates that you intend to purchase the house. Normally, the option fee would be applied towards your down payment when you exercise the option, and therefore you benefit if you purchase the house. However, if you don't purchase the house, then you lose that benefit. Each and every rent-to-own program would vary depending on various factors, and therefore we strongly suggest that you seek legal assistance in terms of understanding the contract, so that you are not taken advantage of. Over the last few years, there have been so many investors who promote a rent-to-own option, but with an ulterior motive of ensuring that you don't qualify for purchasing of this house. We, as your mortgage coaches, would like to set you up for the best possible outcome. First of all, by giving you the education that you need in terms of how to eventually qualify for a mortgage. We will create a roadmap for you now, depending on your income and depending on your credit situation, and also the down payment that you have. And that roadmap will help you achieve the milestone of purchasing the house when the time comes. When you look at the roadmap, there are three very important things that you must consider when you apply for a mortgage, because eventually you will need to apply for a mortgage. You need to know that your income will be sufficient when the time comes. And for you to know whether your income will be sufficient, a rule of thumb would be that your house that you purchase should be between 3.5 to 4.5 times your gross income. And this depends on the debt that you have. If you have a car debt, a car loan, or other consumer debt, then you will require more income. We can guide you through the process in terms of how to restructure your debt so that you are able to qualify for a mortgage when the time comes. The other thing is, if your income is low, we are not going to allow you to get into a house that you cannot afford, because that is setting you up for failure. Some people would allow you to get into a house that typically you would not qualify even if you had a high credit score. And so you understanding how much of a house you can qualify for is very important. And you can also increase the amount of income so that you are able to qualify for a larger amount of mortgage. So we can guide you through that process. Now, the bank would require a minimum of 2 years of consistent income, and this must be very verifiable. So they will need your notice of assessment, they will need your T4s, they will need a letter of employment to show how many hours you're working, and the pay too. So these are not things that you can just come up with shortly, and so there has to be some form of consistency in your employment. So if you intend to purchase the house in 2 years time, our advice is you don't change jobs, or if you change jobs, you should be moving to better pay job, show consistency of employment, because that's the only way that the bank would prove that you are able to meet your obligation of paying for the mortgage. The other important thing that you need to consider is your credit. Some people get into a rent-to-own program because they have a bruised credit, their credit score is low. A rent-to-own program would allow you to repair your credit so that after the term that you have agreed with the investor or the landlord, your credit score is high enough for you to qualify for a mortgage. Basically, a credit score gives the bank or the lender an indication of how good you are at paying your debts, and therefore they would not want to see any late payment, they would not want to see any derogatory claim on your credit. They would like to see that you are consistently paying your debt. We can work with you through the process of improving your credit score, and hopefully by the end of the term your score will be high enough for you to qualify for a mortgage. Now, the last important thing that you need to consider is the down payment. This will require a lot of discipline in terms of you saving your money. Some rent-to-own programs would give you an option of paying a higher rent, and they can apply a little bit of that into your down payment. So it's kind of forced saving for you, so that after the term of the agreement you are able to qualify for the mortgage. What is important for you to know is that you have to be able to budget, you have to be disciplined, you have to have that motivation and the urge to ensure that you are working towards the goal of getting into a house. On two subsequent videos, I am going to address other ways in which you can get into home ownership, and this is specifically designed by us, our legal team, to assist people who are having challenges in both income and also down payment, so that they can get into home ownership. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope that this has been informative. If you want to get into a rent-to-own program, please contact us, and we are going to connect you with an investor who will help you in terms of purchase of the house, and we will be there to guide you through the process. We will also refer you to realtors who currently actively doing rent-to-own program, and also we will connect you to our lawyer who understands the rent-to-own program and will explain the options that you have, so that you don't get into an unfortunate situation where you are not able to own a home. The beauty with the traditional rent-to-own program is that you know exactly how much you are going to purchase the house at the end of the period that you have agreed on, and so you are able to work towards that goal. This is very important, especially now that the houses have been appreciating so much within the Ontario market. Knowing that you are able to afford the house 3 years down the road, having a set sale price can give you a peace of mind and give you just that knowledge to work on as you increase your income or as you work on your credit. You know that you are going to eventually purchase the house. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope that this has been of great help to you. Please continue to subscribe and promote this YouTube channel, and follow us on our Facebook page, so that you can continue to gain more knowledge on process of getting into homeowner. Thank you, and God bless you, and we will connect next time.